Hey, greetings everyone, it's GleeCon, back again, bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft, and delighted, thrilled, as always, for you to be tuning in. On our last episode, we continued reading War of the Scaleboard. I kind of think we kicked off yet another section of the book. It's got to be one of the last sections, right? And we kind of saw what are the Youngbloods doing. Originally in the last section, a lot of the younger Order Dragons had decided this is not cool, that we have a shady kind of origin story. And they rebelled and really did extreme damage to the Order Dragon's front. They were caught after their surreptitious activities, and they've been imprisoned for, I don't know, 100 years or something. At least 40, 50 years. And on this last episode, as we kind of saw the ones that are still loyal and the activities that they've been put to, that they may be pressed into service soon. They've been fighting the Jaradine. We also saw that the betrayers have escaped. So we've also been playing through World of Warcraft Classic, thank goodness. We're nearing the end of our cycle 4 out of kind of 10 cycles that this game will eventually take us. Wrapping up some of the grinds, we have Talanji and Farinel. We finally got her to 30. Farinel is 29. He's halfway to 30, so almost caught up to have us all at that 30 mark, except for Maleficent. So last time she earned these robes you're seeing her in now, and stay a while and listen as she gets ready to kick off her actual zone, which is the Wetlands. Now we do have some work to do. We still haven't run the Algaz Gauntlet and a couple of other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somehow I'm missing a quest. It's the second. It's the Gyro Drillmatic. So I guess whatever. I guess I do have to kind of log out and log back in. It's just a pain if you don't. Even though we mostly got the questy log in order. So she did hit level 28. There we go. So I do need to kind of check that out. We don't have any new wizard quests, I believe. And we have to make sure. Now, this quest, the Noble Brew, that's technically part of the Wetlands, but we've completed that already. Aberdeen, we don't need that. This is the kind of one of the main flaws. The Missing Diplomat, we've already completed all of these quests. So there's nothing, I don't think, right now out here. If you look at Darnassus, The Search of Thailrid is Blackfathom Deep's quest. Twilight Falls, I believe that's the same. And Clockmork's Essentials. Don't know what that ties us to, but it's a dungeon quest, so I don't have to really worry about it. And we're going to be picking up this. It does say we actually need to turn this in, and I guess we will, because we've got some flying to do. Alright, so we could also be looking at Homegirl's. She has some copper. I don't think I have any tin on hand. Yeah, I think she's okay on her actual jobs for now. I did use one of my Rune of Teleportation scrolls. I think she needs to learn some of her moves. I can't remember if I actually did this, because she just hit 28 when she was out and about. I do need to learn the teleport to Ironforge.
Greetings, mage. Shall I provide you with
okay,
insight into the world?
We can upgrade Arcane Intellect. Gotta love that. It will give us 15 from the 7 we were at. So this is what you get for being level 28.
Greetings, mage. Shall I provide you with further
Conjure
insight into the world of
Mana
magic?
Agate. It conjures a Mana Agate that can be used. So essentially this is like a Healthstone. So that's cool, except it just costs mana. So that's actually pretty dope. So putting the Mana Agate off to the side somewhere. Stick that maybe like over. Yeah, because what we want is we want it somewhere where I can use it. Because why not always have one, right? So it's like a mana potion in the heat of battle. So I guess I'll stick it like right there. Actually, what I've done on my other characters too is I've stuck the actual bread and water casting off to the side. Keep those. Bam, bam. That buys me a little bit more room. Alright, and then what else do we have?
Shall I provide you with
mana shield, rank 2. This current thing, it absorbs 120 physical damage, but it drains your mana instead. I don't particularly gain a lot of use out of this spell. We would really have to think about when we wanted to use it, because there's not a lot of situations where you'd prefer to drain your mana over anything else. Okay, what else does she have? That's a lot of arcane to get us started. Fire, we don't have the pyroblast spell, so we can't learn it. But Scorch, sure, we can upgrade Scorch. 77 to 93 from there, so I don't ever use Scorch. It is a threat grabbing move, so it's an interesting one. It's a quick little blast you would do, but not instant cast. And I don't really know, like, what's the point of it. It does, I guess you could really do the math. We'll do that at a different point, because I want to get
Greetings, mage. Shall I provide you with further insight into
And finally in Frost, we can rank up our Blizzard. She doesn't really focus on that a lot, but 204, significantly stronger Blizzard magic. Okay. And she's still coming out of this with 2 golds, so that's pretty good. 2 or 3. Yeah. So she's gained a lot of magic. Now she does focus on the Frost. I ended up, I think, getting the Frost channeling because I had already started it, but we would, if somebody has the little companion for that. Alright, so we're gonna now, what we need to do is get to Wetlands. So if we look at where we're at there, we do have this area in outside the Karanos, because she never did Nomergon yet. But we do have, it says in search for Stone Gear search, and then the search for Incendicite. Where does the Incendicite ore? I don't remember. So let's take a peek on that. We'll turn it in, but I can't remember where you get the Incendicite from. Because if that's Wetlands, and it might be, then yeah, it's in the Wetlands. So this is a Wetlands quest. She's got to go there. Okay, so we have to pick that quest up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're not going to worry so much about... I'm actually not going to do the Tinkmaster Overspark one yet, where I turn that in. Because that's all Nomergon things, which we'll be doing soon. What are the Brass Bolt Brothers? That's 1,000 Needles. Freaking booty. Knowledge in the Deeps, I'm pretty sure is Black Fathom Deep. Alright, so the 2 things we need is we need to go to the Mystic Ward when we go over to Iron Forge. And we need to... oh, shnikes. We need to... go outside. Now, when we go... Where are we at here? I don't know. We can go kind of either way. I did spend the money that I needed to get the better bandages. She'll get that. Again, remember, she is going to be one of our 2s, so she is worth spending the time. We are going to have to do... And it could potentially be off camera, but we are going to have to do catching her fishing up. She could do that some in the Wetlands, too. She needs to fish as she finds it. Because if you're going to stick with us the whole way, we can't neglect... she has some cooking she needs to do. She could do that in Iron Forge. So while we're there, we'll also swing by the cooking train. And the only reason why I'm picking Iron Forge is because I know where the cooking trainer is off the top of my head. It's an easy find in Iron Forge. The way that city is like a hub spoke, it makes it easier to find things. While Stormwind is a more fun city, it's actually, you know, more city-like. It seems more living and breathing. The Iron Forge is laid out in a better way. Elemental Sharpening Stone. So the one of my characters, I can make the counterweights, and I guess there's nothing like that. So if you are a 2-handed weapon wielder, the Iron Counterweight or whatever it's called, that thing is dope, and you should basically always have it in rotation. And then once we... Wow, one person's spelling shuts down all raids on the server. What a power. Not if you spell tank wrong. Any raid... Oh, I see. It's something else is happening. Any raids happening, not if you spell tank wrong. Okay. I'm trying to squeeze, if you look at the time, I'm trying to squeeze in this episode before the Super Bowl comes on, because while I don't have a dog in the fight, I will be watching it. You know, not riveted, glued to the screen. But I'm also going to be... My daughter, one of my older daughters, decided that she would grace us with her presence if Mom was making nachos, which she typically does on the Super Bowl. I don't mind the nachos. I'm not a huge... They don't make me go over the moon. I'm not like, oh yes, nachos. But something about the combination of like the ground beef, the beans, because my wife puts beans in hers, like black beans or whatever, and the cheese, all the melted cheese, because dairy and meat are not friends. And same thing with chili, the combination of the beans, the ground beef, and all the tomato, it just wreaks havoc on my stomach. So, I don't get excited about them. I eat little to none of them, and then, you know, it's whatever. But I think I'm gonna make like some French dips tonight. I have some steak tips or tri-tip in there, and I'll probably sear that up and make a little horseradish mix, maybe like a horseradish mayo, some jus sauce to go with it. And see, this is the quest we could turn in with Tinkmaster Overspark. Nah, I'm not gonna do it on camera because I want to, like I said before, we're gonna be, very soon, Gnomergon's gonna be the first dungeon we do on our run. So we're gonna have an episode where we pick up and collect all of one of our characters will be picking up and collecting all of the Gnomergon quests. It's not gonna be Millie. I think we'll have Eritor pick up the quest. Alliance, it's a little more straightforward for me because we have 5 characters. And ostensibly there are 4 dungeons. So not everyone's getting a dungeon anyway. And everyone will get 2 episodes. So I just don't want the same... I want 4 different people doing dungeons on camera. I want my... You know, of the 4, I would like to spend some time, like... I'd like to make sure Eritor got one. I'd like to make sure everyone... if I had to pick, I don't really super duper care. Alright, so here's a portal trainer right here.
As a mage,
teach me. I just never picked this one up.
A portal to transport you back to this very place. I can teach you if you are
so ready. I gained teleport Iron Forge, so now we have another option there. Also, I'm surprised I didn't get the water and food upgrade. But so I'm still drinking purified water and rye. No worries. Alright, and then we're gonna do a swing through for some spices to get some of those cooking things out of our inventory. And then we'll go out to pick up the Incendicite. And then we need to be able to... let's see. This is Wetlands right here. I believe Menethil Harbor we already have a... I would just fly straight out from here. Do we need to stop in the lock for any particular reason? We do. So actually, we need to... because we need to hit up the Stonewrought Dam. I think there's some questing going on there. I think kettle. It's actually over here. It's called like the bronze kettle or something like that is our cooking one. Everyone's in love from Valentine's Day. So I gotta get, I don't know, I think when I change, when we finally hit Wrath Classic, I think there will be an opportunity for some things, but man, this is the first time in, I can't remember how long, where my show has gone a week and I haven't gained a new subscriber, so what I'm cranking out there is clearly not appealing to the masses right now, so I gotta spice it up, jazz it. No, I don't know. Okay, what else do I need? Don't have that. Don't, nope. So just these 5, is that it? Just scanning through. No need for that. Yeah, I'm not gonna save the spider ichor. Point. Alright, so whatever. 5 points is 5 points for cooking. The gooey spider cake, delicious. Who wouldn't want gooey spider cakes? And I think 125 actually will push us to a new tier of cooking. I got a lot to sell. She does have this copper. Oh, I see. She could work on some of her engineering a little bit. Alright, and then now I think I can actually learn.
Seek out Chandrina in Silverwind Refuge.
Goblin Deviled Clams. So we do need to do that in Ashenvale. She does need that. I think there's probably, yeah, somebody that can sell and repair. No need to repair it. I'm not going to keep the... Should I? 552. I guess I don't need the crisp spider meat. What else do we have here? Do I really need the gooey spider cake? I guess. I'm not thrilled by everything that I'm seeing here. Is this count as a forge? Like, could I smelt this? I guess so. Okay. Not exactly engineering, but we could do a little bit. Well, what I need is, I need to save the bronze. There was something I needed to save all that. Oh man, won't let me do both. Oh, this already is bronze. I see. I need tin. Gotcha. I don't really need all this rough stone, but whatever. I've got the rough blasting powder, so I guess these things can condense into one. I think we'll probably get a little of both. Yeah, see, it's gonna make a new single stack of 1, so. And then we'll make this rough blasting powder. But the bronze framework, we do need some of those, but I also need, oh, the big bronze bomb. We need the heavy blasting powder, but I can't do that until I can get iron. So I'm getting close to maxing out what's available. I guess I need to pick up the next rank of engineering too. I'll put that there. And there we go. Yeah, I don't need all this rough blasting powder. So we're still kind of wrapping up. I'll sell the 2 stack I have. Alright, so we're good. Tea for Dead Mind Spun. I really want to get I haven't done this on Classic, but I really want to get a Horde Dead Mines run going. I was also thinking about this, and I will advertise it when I do it. It's not going to be till we start Wrath Classic, but one of the things that happens because I play on these characters, and then depending on how the episode thing runs, I might not play a character for 2-3 months in any given cycle. If you think about it, we've been doing this show for over a year, 4 cycles, so everyone's only been having the opportunity to play 4 separate times, really. Which means, on average, characters are only getting played once every 3 months. So that is a recipe for getting kicked out of pretty much any guild. Including Millie. She was part of a guild, but no longer. No Gain, that's another quest we'll have to pick up, but we're not going to get it right now. Man, I gotta tell you, I'm not looking forward to trying to accomplish all of the quests. That might lead us to more than one Nomergon run, because the difficulty of getting all of them. But anyway, I got distracted, as I always do on this show. So I'm thinking about starting a guild up and just begging for signatures, naming it something related to the show, Lore of Warcraft, naming my recruiting character something related to GleeCon, and then putting my characters in it. Now, I kind of want to do it for Classic, and then letting people that, like my wife and son, they can put their characters in it. But also opening it up to fans of the show, people that watch the show, and advertising it for what it is. This is something where it's going to be an eventually defunct guild that focuses on getting everything done, every quest, and a lot of the times what's happening on the show will be on camera. Now here's the downside. Let's turn this in real quick.
Hello, adventurer. You're here about the task I have, eh? It's good to see a young person like yourself whose blood burns at the prospect of adventure. I heard that a rare ore, incendicite, was found in the Wetlands in a cave northwest of Algaz Gate. Incendicite is volatile stuff and hard to use without blowing yourself up. But I'm sure if it's smelted the right way, it could make cannon shells that pack a mighty punch. Get me incendicite ore and I'll find someone brave enough to experiment with it. Oh, and to extract that ore from a vein, you'll need skill in mining. If you don't have it, then bring a friend who does to that cave.
Good to know. I think when I did this quest with my wife, because this is an alliance quest, my character is not a miner and neither is my wife. So we actually, what we did was just shop the auction house and hope that you can find, you need 6, so between the two of us we needed 12, and every time we would log on we would just see what was for sale and buy up incendicite. So when we do this run on Wrath Classic, that's what we'll have to do, unless, like I said, the benefit is that for me, we would have a guild of people that would be ready to help each other. I would... The downside is I would only ever have a total of 4 characters on that, on the server. Because I would have my starting person that I ran through everything, but we'd be treating it like a Burning Crusades run. So I would have a Draenei and a Blood Elf. Most likely a Draenei Shaman and a Blood Elf Paladin, just because those are 2 fun classes. I also don't want to do Mage, and I don't want to do Druid, because that's what I'm currently doing on my behind-the-scenes trial. And then I would run 2 Death Knights also, and at least, you know, they'd be up and ready to go, and we could have some Death Knight specific stuff. But, so that's the downside, is I'm not going to be filling out the guild with so many of my own characters. Now when we get to retail, and then after that we would have Cataclysm Classic and same thing. I would, if it went well, I would do the same thing, make a guild. Cataclysm Classic. I still don't think the scaling really exists yet in Cataclysm. I don't think they started. I'm trying to remember when they started the scaling thing, where every zone scaled to where you were at. I think it was when they did the big level squish, which was right before Shadowlands, maybe. And I mean, with Dragonflight, they included Shadowlands as part of the level squish. Pretty sure. Or they've recently done that, where now you could basically quest in Shadowlands. Kind of weird, but... Alright, so now we're gonna... I don't have the Portal to Darnassus. I think you need to be 30 for that.
Great. The Wildhammer dwarves might have fast steeds.
So, I don't have any flight paths up there anyway. Thought I did, but apparently when I went to Menethil, I never got the flight path. So, smart on me. But that's okay. So, on the way, we have to go up here anyway, so it's not the end of the world. And then we need to start picking up quests. So, I do want to turn that in. We have this 21 and 21 to do. That's a 24. We have the Incendicite ore to hunt through. The Musquash route was down there, but we're not doing it. We also have the Algaz Gauntlet to turn in. So it's kind of like on the way. So hopefully on this episode, we've already actually burned like half of our time, which I feel sort of bad about. Maybe a little bit less than half our time. But I am looking forward to this. This was just more wrapping up, getting ourselves ready to explore and set out in the world. So I don't know. So I don't know if it would be worthwhile. I don't know if there would be interest. I don't know if it would be weird. Like, hey, you watched the show, but now you could, you know, there's a guild. Is that weird to have, like, you know, the ability to be part of the guild that you know that the show's about? And also, do I need the whole guild for just 2 characters or 4 characters? And I haven't even really decided what we're gonna do. Like, do I abandon those and switch over to? I might switch over to the Death Knights once we get there. It's possible. I haven't really decided. I like. We have the new... I like to keep this Dampen Magic on when I'm soloing. Alright. It's been a while since Millie cleared this zone. Eventually you get a quest that opens up right here. It's a breadcrumb to Badlands. Oops. I'm going the wrong way. Now, by the time I hit retail... So, at the rate we're going, if I don't speed it up, and I might have to figure out a way to speed it up. I just might have to. The problem is that there's just so much other things in my life. So that really take away. I feel like if I had no job, then I could say, okay, I'm gonna make whatever 4 episodes a day or something like that, and I would just count that like this is the alternative. This is me not going into an office. So I'm making these videos, uploading them. The light editing I do. That would be worth it for sure, and I would just say, hey, I could get through this content faster that way. So in the meantime, I have to think this is a hobby. Well, I do this for an hour a day, give, you know, a little bit more, give or take, some days less when it's reading. And I try to do it every day, but I usually, you know, do it 6 days a week. I usually have something happening 1 day a week where I don't. Then I also I do tabletop RPGs. So whether that's playing D&D with my family or friends, or I like to play the Gloomhaven game I've talked about a lot. I love to play that. I try to play a little bit of that every day. I just have like an ongoing campaign set up on my table. But again, I either play with my family or I'll just solo play. I also have the, you know, side video games I like to play. I've been slowly meandering my way through Tears of the Kingdom and the Gloomhaven video game before it was Diablo and yada yada yada. So there's that. There's copper. I like to read, you know, so I like to I always read a little bit every day, whatever it is. I usually am in the middle of a few books at a time, but I like to read. Life, actually things around my house. So I really feel like today is a perfect example. It's Sunday, it's a day off. I've done nothing productive in terms of like chores or going anywhere, going to the store, nothing like that. And, you know, my day has been maybe 8 hours. Let's say I got up around 9 today. I slept in a little bit because I woke up early all week, and I woke up early yesterday too. So in 8 hours, I feel like I've accomplished very little, and there's no time right now.
Talk to me.
What is it you bring from Ashland?
A disarming colloid for Sephorium! Oh, heavens! Begin collecting the disarming materials immediately, adventurer. Lurker venom can be found on the indigenous spiders in Loch Modan. Crocolis tears are found here in the loch as well, but a Mogrosh crystal will be very difficult to procure. The ogres to the northeast mine them, but the crystals are a very rare commodity. We need to be prepared to defuse a dark iron attack. Return to me once you've collected the needed items and I will prepare the mixture.
Alright, I guess we haven't done this. So we need to get spiders, crocs, and the Mogrosh crystals, which I think you can literally get that from any Mogrosh ogre, and we should be able to crush it. But yeah, so I mean, I've done... I've messed around with Gloomhaven a little bit. Not even a ton. I've played a little bit, and you know, also the beta for A War Within is gonna start soon. There's just always something. So I would have to set, dedicated time aside, almost like a job, and I might. I'm not saying I'm not gonna do it. It's just I'm not there yet, and I used to make more episodes, but the reason why the beginning of the show I blasted out so many more is I wasn't playing this. So many of the beginning episodes were reading, and I was making, like, we're reading, like the Chronicles. Like, some of my early episodes are like 10 minutes long. I have also shrunk, but I don't know if I just cut out other side games. I don't know. So again, it's not that it couldn't get done. I could potentially get to a point, but also it wasn't helping my subscribers at all. Like, that wasn't a thing. That's another thing. I wasn't getting, right now, like I said, for the first time in, I can't remember how long it's been. It's been a whole week that with no subscribers. I think the last time I gained a subscriber was last Sunday. So clearly there needs to be something to juice it up a little bit. Okay, we gotta get the croc eyeball. Keep an eye for spiders as well. And while I think part of that will be, like I said, the wrath, but it's gonna, even if I speed it up some, which I do think I can do, we're still looking at like a year probably. So over the next year, I don't want to be going at the rate that I'm going right now. Okay, we got the croc tier. Now we gotta find spiders, because we need lurker venom. And I don't want to bail and switch over, because there's 1,000 people out there that have made World of Warcraft plans and not bailed, and bailed. so many people start these grandiose projects, almost all of them. So if I can successfully stick with this, that if nothing else, because it's not, you know, it's not just about the subscribers, it's about the journey, it's about the fun. And that's the other thing, I do have fun with it. Even when I get so stressed, I think part of it too, I've been so stressed lately about like, oh man, I'm making a crappy product because I'm not accomplishing a lot of missions and so much of it's just grinding, but you know what? It's part of the game. And if I have to grind, I have to grind. It's not the end of the world. Boom, got the lurker venom right away. So I just need, I shouldn't feel that, but there's so much of the game that's so fun, and that's the only thing, and I gotta really just enjoy the here and now, and I guess that's the pressure. We're so conditioned to want to get to the next thing with games, the next expansion, and you know, we just gotta enjoy and get through it. So if I gotta give myself the permission to do that too. Because I do, if I can just ignore it, I do have fun with this. But it is more fun when I'm not just grinding. But if I was gonna just grind, gotta say, 1,000 times more fun grinding with you guys. So I guess there's that. I got it. My other mage I'm doing. So he's so much better for soloing. I didn't get it. I think the regular. Oh, there's a shaman. I think the regular. Mogrosh ogres. I think I did this quest. The one other time I've done this quest. I think I got it on the first try. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I forgot I had counter spell. There we go, we got the interrupt there. Should have done that a little sooner. Do I have a mana burn? There we go. Did not get a Mogrosh crystal. These guys are not exactly hard, but I'm gonna be brave just to spice up my life a little bit here. Now I'm gonna go out saving. Mana burn. Okay, now I probably shouldn't have hit with the. Guess it doesn't even matter.
My mana is low. I need to target.
There we go, just in time. I ran out of mana. Crystal? No. No crystal for me. So I'm at a place too where I'm just torn. It would be like with my own job, where things are, I wouldn't say they're stale. It's just, you know, somebody, I can't remember who said this quote, but there's a famous quote out there that says, luck is where ability meets opportunity. And so essentially what we're saying there is we make our own luck, right? Oops, I don't have my... So... you know, no one owes us anything. I don't feel like I'm owed anything. I don't think there's that. But also to say, like, in terms of, you know, I don't think I... Ooh. That's cool. One-handed axe. I don't think I work so hard or so awesome that I'm owed, and you know, that I'm owed something. And I'm willing to, you know, even when I work hard, I'm sure I could grind more, you know? So that's a real thing. But also you see, it's hard when you see people around you that you know you could do better than, or that you are maybe more skilled than, or people that have been working way less than you that get opportunities that you don't have, you know. It's hard not to like take it personally and wonder, what the heck, is it something wrong with me? Is it, what am I not doing? And it's easy to like say, put the blame on others, and I try to never do that. I don't ever want to do that. I always want to turn it to myself and say, what could I be doing more? And maybe that's not work harder or take on more, because that's a default for me. It's just, well, let me say yes to more projects. Let me take on more responsibilities. I do that a lot. But I don't think that's always necessarily the answer. I think part of it might just be, maybe I just need to be content, you know? Maybe that's part of it. We're not having a good luck on this drop rate. So, I don't know. But this is kind of spurred a little bit this week where I have a degree in my field, a master's, and there's basically like an in-house training company that contracts out for my company, and they will do get you other different types of certifications and things to add to your resume, job experiences. But it's not just for our company, they operate all across the state. And I've gone to different things. Sometimes I'll get sent to things that they sponsor, little conventions, or they'll send you to another company later somewhere else in the state, and then you can kind of see what they do and what are their successes and how can you bring that back to your company and blah blah blah. So they had this thing that was basically like a kind of a managerial seminar or something that they wanted to do, but it kind of sounded like on paper this is for people that don't already have a degree, that are thinking about it. This could kind of get you something on your license that's sort of like this degree. It's not as good as having an actual degree, but it would allow you to say hey, I have this certification for whatever. So when I had first heard about it 6 months ago or something like that, I was like, well, I don't really think that applies to me. My qualifications are already above whatever this thing would tab on me. I have, and I'm already busy, so I was like, whatever, I don't need it. So then my boss, the head boss of my branch, a few months ago, back in, I don't know, November or something, was like, hey, are you doing that thing? And I was like, no, I didn't sign up. I don't really think it applies to me. She's like, oh no, you have to do it. If you want us to take you seriously, you need to be doing this. I was like, all right, fine, I will go to this thing. And then when I did the first Zoom meeting, it's a full-on college class. It's a 4 or 5 month long program. You have to, go do something every single week. You have to pick somebody at the job that is going to be your mentor. But then when it's listing options of who can be your mentor, it's listing all people that are either subordinate to me or on the same tier as me. And literally, the people that they suggest are people that either are in my current job role already, or are in roles I've already moved on from that are beneath where I'm at. Or sure, like the couple, you know, the one layer of management that's above me, they're like, you could use them too if you know, if they have time. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll go to one of those and I'll do, and I mean, sometimes I'm writing papers or reports and it's just, it's stupid. So I was like, all right, fine. So anyway, I've been doing it for about 5-6 weeks now. And I didn't see that second ogre spawn. I don't want to pull both. But. So. Oh, yikes. So the last assignment, or basically, last thing that they wanted us to do, they're like, hey, we want you to write a, like, kind of like a cover letter, like a pre-resume, something that you would go, but it would be like a letter saying that you are seeking, advancement within the company, and we want this letter to be like addressed to like the president of the company, who I know, I've met, I knew them before they were the utter, like, the top of the top. I'm not, like, friends with them or anything, but I know who they are, I'm familiar with them. I have no problems just walking up to them and just having a conversation with them if I see them. Oh my gosh. Crash. This is bad luck. Fire spell damage? Less useless. Keep my current pants, even though that's kind of like 1 point better. So I was like, you know what? Actually, this is okay. I'm gonna do this. Fine, I have to do it anyway. So that for what? Not a grade, because you don't get graded, but so that they check this box and say I complete it. I was like, you know what? I know this person. This isn't the worst idea. What if I actually send this letter? And, you know, I put it in an email or whatever, I attach it, and I send it, and I say, like, look, I really am looking, what is this guy done? I really am looking for job opportunities. I really do want advancement. I would like to move into that final rank. And yes, I takes more money, but so then I write it, I turn it in, whatever. I got my box of Kool-Aid for turning it in. And then I go to tell one of my immediate managers who's above me, who I generally have a pretty positive relationship on. I've worked with him a few years. It's a little hot and cold. Sometimes he's cool and supportive, and sometimes I feel like, he wouldn't give me the time of day. It's kind of a mixed bag. But generally pretty positive. And I'm usually like in his, not usually, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So anyway, I tell him, hey, this is what this stupid thing, I don't say it like that to him, like, yeah, I'm in this program, and this is what they're having us do this week. And so I did it, and he's like, oh, cool. I was like, and you know what? And I was like, and I was thinking about letting you take a look at it so you can get your eyes on it and and he's like, absolutely, I would do that for you, absolutely. And then I was like, and then I was thinking about actually sending it in. And he's like, no, don't do it. He's like, in this company, it's all about who you know. The company already has in their mind who they're looking at for roles. You don't want to just go in cold. And as a matter of fact, if you really want to move up that bad, maybe you should make a lateral move before you will be able to make a vertical move. So essentially, basically telling me maybe I need to find, if I want to have a real shot of moving up, maybe I should try moving to another, same company, Same type of job, but like at another place. Like move to another one of our sites. Where he would no longer be one of my bosses. I have 4 bosses. Actually, yeah. So you're basically saying, and I don't know how to take that, like, maybe he's being legit. There we go, finally got that crystal. Yeah, maybe he's being legit. Maybe he's really trying to give me advice like, dude, they already know who they want. And if it's you, it's you. If not, and you maybe need to move some other place where you can actually have opportunities. Because right now, there doesn't, I mean, you never know. But there doesn't seem like there's maybe going to be a lot of mobility among my current managers. But you never know. You never know. Because it's a finite set of positions. So there are 4 people above me. The 3 like number 2s and the head boss. And they're not... You never know if they're going anywhere. Like my head boss, maybe will get moved up to like the highest, moved out into like corporate or whatever, pulled away into some higher level, because that happens a lot. Every once in a while, they get pulled over to work actually for like a government, like the oversight agency within the government. I think the pay is maybe less, but the opportunity, it's more prestigious and it can lead to political roles. So some people like want to go through that path. Like I do know, I've worked for a couple guys, it's been years, but I've worked for some people that have gone down that path. It's good we got a couple tin, we needed that. So anyway, that's just my bad for ranting on that. It's probably why I don't get any subscribers, because I take these stupid non-game things, but this is where my mind has sort of been this week. So it's making me really try to... I need to shift my paradigm. Because what my boss is saying is not wrong. It's absolutely all about who you know. But luck, to tie it all in, is where opportunity meets ability. Do I have the requisite abilities needed? I think I do. But if my bosses don't, then what's the point? You know, then I might as well say I don't. And so I need to make myself more valuable. Or maybe I do, and I'm in a place where there's no opportunity. But just leaving doesn't mean I'll find opportunity elsewhere.
Here there.
You have the needed items. Time is of the essence.
Just in time, adventurer. Earlier today, I spotted some dark iron insurgents swimming toward the dam with a large keg. No mountaineers were on hand to stop them. I'm afraid they've planted the C4ium at the base of the dam and it could blow at any minute. Let me combine all these ingredients into the disarming mixture. There we go. Now I need you to take this mixture and stir it into the keg before it's too late. Hurry!
Alright, so this is... they want us to kind of, I don't know, stop the dam from exploding? Patch the dam? I don't know. But we gotta hop in the water here and do it. I thought, no, it's warlocks. I really thought I had like a... There it is down there. So this is the explosive charge. So we're gonna stop them from blowing the dam, although the top of the keg slowly twists off. The keg fizzles slightly as the disarming mixture settles in. The keg fizzles slightly. Cool. So, I don't know why we've been sitting on this quest so long, but it's cool that we're getting it done. So we're really wrapping up Lochmadon. This is the kind of thing that, I think we would be able to try and finish. When we do our, there's just little quests like this where we've sort of missed the boat. And I think we'd be able to do it better when I'm following my spreadsheet. And it's good that I'm doing it with guinea pigs first. It's actually good that my wife and I are kind of doing a similar run. All of these things are going to really feed into what we need. to make a better product. And that's it, you know. This is, so we'll think of this as kind of like our show beta. Really, it's sort of the alpha. So yeah, that's it. I've just been trying to recalibrate my own thought process and what's going on and what's my place in the world and yeah.
Thank you so much, adventurer. You have saved the Stonewrought Dam. Without your help, the Dark Iron terrorists would have surely seen to this mighty landmark's demise. You have made the Kingdom and the Alliance proud, brave adventurer. The dam is once again safe, for the time being at least.
Alright, so we did that. That's cool. I like how he gave us the 3 cheers at the end. We saved the dam. Should I swim down there? No, not necessarily. We'll go out. Alright, so I guess we've managed to kill another hour. Picking up quests and then doing the Stonewrought Dam kind of quest line, but what we will do is at least walk ourselves out into the... I'll get this copper, why not? I'm gonna need some of that to make more bronze. What's this little turkey doing? Yeah, we'll at least get ourselves over it. I know my wife is gonna want me to get out there and start cooking. She'll make the nachos, but yeah, and I'll make those things. But I really do appreciate you guys. I do love doing this show. It's super fun. This is my happy place, and I'd love to get to a spot where, for whatever reason, whether it's my own personal finances, I hit the lotto, I don't know. But I'd love to get to a spot where, like, this was my thing. Like, I put 4 hours a day into this. Making content, getting better at editing, actually trying to get into some editing software and making effects. I actually have the buddy I was telling you guys about recently too, where I kind of think he's in the same spot. Again, he doesn't do the gaming, he does the painting of the miniatures. Just talking about this a couple episodes ago. But while we were sitting talking the other day, and he's like, man, I would love to just have a coffee shop. Like, open a coffee shop or whatever, and we just make it like World of Warcraft stuff and miniature painting and tabletop gaming stuff. Make it a cool place to be, and that would be super cool. But I'm also very financially pragmatic. It's how I've gotten to where I've gotten in my life, and to the point of boredom, to the point of probably some people find it boring. I just know the numbers. It's gonna be, you're gonna be in the black. I mean, you're gonna be in the red for years, and then your profit margin will be very thin. Especially with something like a coffee shop that we fill with nostalgia-based things. My hours would certainly not go down. My work hours, not if I wanted to do anything productive or have anything successful happen. So we already did this where we killed these guys. That's the gauntlet that we have to turn in over there, but where we kill these Dragon Maw. We actually have already been to this little part. And she's been, because of stockades, we've been all the way up there. We need to go up there further on the way. I never did the Thandal span. We're going to save that for the end. Although she could almost handle it now, but we will save it for the end. I'll get the Incendicite, but again, there's no real need to rock into that right now. So basically next time what we'll do is we will, here's some more Dragon Maw. We will hit up the Incendicite cave, and then on the way we'll get the Green Warden quest. He actually has a few, and the daily delivery. We'll go and turn that in, as we make our way over and hopefully end up in that Menethil, where we can then explore Menethil, look at the different people there, and explode the different quests that we have out. So we've actually killed a couple. I don't think for Alliance, I don't know, you don't really go here. This is like a troll kind of area, and I think in retail you go here, but there's not a ton over here now. But from this side, what can we do here and now? I do think I could get to a spot where I at least doubled my episodes if I tried to make it always try to do 2 a day. So if I try to change it, I gotta be careful. See, there's spiders right here, but that's where we need to go in that cave for the Incendicite. So I think what we're gonna do is call it right here. We might be just under an hour. But now we're actually officially in the wetlands and ready to start questing. We have some of these cool things. But we have another episode in the pipe 5x5, and we're gonna try to get to that spot. I'm gonna try to get to that place where I'm doing a few more episodes. I think it would be fun and cool. I would just have to cut other things in my life out, but if that's the case, you know, then we can make some more episodes that way. I don't know. I'll find a spot when it's going to happen. All right. Thanks everybody so much for watching, for tuning in, for listening to this poor old man just complain when in reality, I have a pretty sweet life and I'm doing a pretty sweet thing, making videos here with you guys. See you all on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft.